The phone starts vibrating before Ethan Walker remembers where he is. Dark, quiet, that heavy pre-dawn silence where the world feels paused, unfinished. The apartment hums faintly, pipes ticking behind the walls, the refrigerator clicking like it's thinking too hard. The vibration isn't loud, that's what makes it wrong. It's too close, too personal, as if it's coming from inside the room, not an object but a presence. Ethan sits up in bed. The vibration stops. He listens, counts his breaths. His heart feels slightly off, like it skipped something important. A dream, he tells himself. Leftover noise from a restless night. Then it vibrates again, not from the nightstand, not from his pocket, from the far side of the apartment. Ethan steps onto the cold floor. The vibration stutters, then dies, like it knows it's been noticed. The apartment looks normal, couch, table, half-packed boxes he never unpacked after Lily left. After Lily disappeared, the phone lies face down near the hallway, half under the rug. It isn't his. He knows immediately. His phone is charging beside the bed. This one is older, scratched, the back shattered like frozen lightning. When he picks it up, the screen lights by itself. 37 unheard voice messages. Lily Carter. His throat tightens. Lily hasn't contacted him in 8 months. Not since the night she vanished without a goodbye, leaving only silence behind. The phone vibrates again. A new message arrives. Ethan's thumb hovers. Every instinct screams not to press play. He presses it anyway. Static, soft breathing, fabric shifting, like someone trapped in a small space. Then Lily's voice. Not crying, not calm, controlled. Too controlled. She says his name once, quietly, like she's testing if it still exists. Ethan. The message cuts off. He scrolls through the list. The timestamps don't make sense, messages scattered across months, then stacked minutes apart. All the newest ones are dated today. Some show a location. Sent from home. Cold spreads through his chest. Another message plays. Lily talks about the walls feeling closer. About sounds repeating slightly wrong. About hearing him walk around when he isn't home. Ethan looks up. The apartment feels tighter. He moves through the rooms, phone clenched in his hand. Lily's voice grows strained. She starts losing track of days. Then nights. Then time itself. She mentions the bedroom door. The kitchen light. The hallway. One message ends with a dull knock. The next begins with her whispering, begging him not to answer it. Ethan stops at the hallway entrance. The air there is colder. Not draft cold, empty cold. The light flickers once, fast, like an eye blinking. The phone vibrates again. New message. Lily's voice is clear now. Close. She says she finally understands. She says the apartment doesn't forget people. It keeps them. Ethan steps back from the hallway as if it might suddenly lunge at him. The floor creaks beneath his weight, but the sound feels delayed, stretched, as though the apartment is deciding whether to acknowledge him. The next message plays without him touching the screen. Lily talks about noticing patterns. How the apartment felt different when Ethan wasn't home. Quieter, but not empty. Like it was listening. Like it relaxed when it was just her. She says the mirrors were the worst. That sometimes her reflection blinked a moment too late. Sometimes it smiled when she didn't. Ethan glances toward the bathroom door without meaning to. The phone grows warm in his hand. Lily describes trying to leave. Packing a bag. Opening the front door and stepping into the hallway. Only to blink and find herself back in the bedroom. The bag still unpacked. Her clothes folded neatly where she'd just taken them from. She laughs again, thin and brittle. She says the apartment doesn't like sudden movements. Ethan's chest tightens. He remembers that night now. Lily pacing, touching the door handle again and again, like she'd forgotten how it worked. How she looked at him, confused, almost scared, and asked if the apartment had always been this quiet. He told her she was tired. The message ends with a faint scraping sound, like fingernails dragging across paint. Ethan's legs carry him toward the living room couch, but he never sits. The space feels crowded now, filled with invisible weight. The walls seem closer than they were an hour ago. Another message begins. Lily says she figured it out by accident. By staying still. by pretending to sleep while listening to the apartment breathe around her. She says it has rhythms, preferences, that it reacts better to fear than anger. She apologizes to Ethan, not for leaving, but for what she realized he was. She says the apartment didn't choose her. It chose him. She talks about how lonely the place felt before he moved in. How empty rooms echo louder when they've never learned a person's name. She says some buildings starve without attention, without attachment. Ethan feels suddenly exposed, like something is peeling him open layer by layer. Lily says she wasn't meant to stay forever. She was meant to teach the apartment his shape, his habits, his voice, his sleep. Her final words in the message come out slow, deliberate. She says, "I was practice." The screen flickers. The lights in the apartment dim, just slightly. And somewhere behind Ethan, the floor creaks, not under his feet, but closer. Too close. Ethan turns slowly. Nothing is there. The apartment holds its breath with him. The silence is no longer empty, it's attentive. He feels it in the way the air presses against his skin, in the subtle resistance when he takes a step, like walking through shallow water. The phone vibrates again. Another message begins, but Lily doesn't speak right away. There's only the sound of movement. Careful, measured, as if she's afraid of being heard. When her voice comes back, it's lower. She says the apartment learned quickly. Learned how to sound like him when he wasn't home. Learned which floorboards made him stop walking. Learned how long he stayed awake after the lights went out. Ethan's stomach twists. She says it started correcting her. Moving things back. Closing doors she opened. Turning lights off when she left them on. Small punishments for disobedience. She says it hated when she talked about leaving. The message distorts briefly, warping her voice into something deeper, stretched. She says the apartment didn't want her gone. It wanted her quiet. Ethan hears a faint sound then, a soft knock, muffled, coming from inside the walls. Not a door. Something deeper. Structural. The phone grows hot enough to sting. Ethan staggers back, bumping into the kitchen counter. A glass tips over and shatters on the floor, the sound sharp and violent in the stillness. The apartment reacts. The hum deepens. The walls emit a low vibration, almost below hearing, like a giant animal growling in its sleep. Another message plays. Lily is crying now, but quietly, like she learned it was safer that way. She says she tried to warn him. Left signs. Moved things. Sent messages she knew he'd never receive. She says the phone was the only thing the apartment didn't notice at first. Too small. Too forgettable. She hid it. She says she recorded everything because memory fades faster inside the walls. Because the apartment rewrites things. Smooths edges. Makes absence feel normal. Ethan's head throbs. He suddenly realizes something awful. He can't remember Lily leaving. He remembers the idea of it. The shape of the memory. But not the moment itself. Not her last words. Not the sound of the door closing. The message ends with Lily whispering, exhausted. She says, "If you're hearing this, it's already decided." The apartment creaks again. Closer. Like it's leaning in to listen. Ethan's hands are shaking now. Not violently, controlled, restrained, like the apartment taught him that too. He grips the edge of the counter until the trembling slows. The phone vibrates one last time. The final message loads slowly, the progress bar crawling as if the device itself is reluctant to finish. Lily's voice is close. No echo. No distortion. She sounds calm. She says the apartment needed a witness. Someone stable. Someone who wouldn't question the way things subtly change. Someone who could be shaped without realizing it. She says Ethan was perfect. She reminds him how he always hated loud places. How he preferred staying in. How he liked routine. How he loved the quiet. She says the apartment listened to all of that. Learned from it. She says she tried to leave dozens of times. Each attempt shorter than the last. Each correction faster. Until the apartment stopped resetting her and simply absorbed her. Not her body. Her presence. Ethan swallows hard. Lily says that's why he still feels her sometimes. Why the apartment never felt empty after she was gone. Why the silence always felt full. She pauses. Then she tells him the truth. She says she didn't disappear 8 months ago. She disappeared the night he moved in. Ethan's vision blurs. The memories realign all at once, snapping into place with sickening clarity. The empty apartment he toured. The echo, the way the landlord rushed the paperwork. The way Lily's boxes were already there when he arrived, like they'd been waiting. He remembers now. He remembers Lily never leaving because Lily was never allowed to arrive. She was drawn in the moment she crossed the threshold. The apartment exhales, long and satisfied. The phone slips from Ethan's hand and hits the floor, screen still glowing. Lily's last words play softly, almost tender. She says the apartment doesn't need her anymore. It finished learning. Ethan feels the walls shift, not physically, but relationally. Like the space has finally decided where he belongs. The front door looks unfamiliar now. Smaller, further away. The lights dim to a warm, comfortable glow. The hum settles into a steady rhythm. Ethan takes a breath. The apartment breathes with him. And somewhere deep in the walls, a new silence forms, patient, attentive, ready to remember him forever.